I'm here with Dale Yearsley from St Margaret Mary's Primary School in Merrylands. Welcome, Dale.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit about St Margaret Mary's.
So we're out at Merrylands. We're a diverse school, lots of different cultures, a staff of mixed experiences, young and old.
I believe you're doing some innovative stuff in your own teacher practice. Do you want to share what you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm currently been on Year 2 for 3 years. So with that team, we've had a good chance to work together and understand each other's strengths and what we can bring to the team. So the main thing that we've been focusing on is ways that we can integrate, and whilst that's not a new concept in teaching, we're looking at ways we can do that authentically. And one of the pushes that we've been doing is in our literacy block. So prior we were focusing on big books and books that were written specifically for one skill set. And we've mixed that up by looking at picture books, rich literature, and looking at those skills and how we can show the students how they can apply those skills not in isolation, but across all key learning areas. Their inferencing skills, the way they approach a text, and those skills not just in literacy, but how they apply across all those key learning areas, so it's not in isolation.
So it's an integrated, fully
integrated. Definitely. So it's really had a really good impact in what we've seen.
How did you get your colleagues into this?
It was quite easy, actually.
I've got an idea.
Yeah, definitely. My passion is definitely literacy and children's literature, so picture books. So I think I have quite a good knowledge in terms of the breadth that's out there. But just showing that and modelling and I guess showing that enthusiasm and then showing the depths and the rich nature of those
you sort
texts.
of gradually influence people saying, oh, that's an interesting approach.
Yeah, definitely, and they've brought their own. It hasn't just been me, it's been definitely a team effort, but in terms of that domain, I think that's one area.
What did you learn about that, sort of bringing your colleagues together? It's not a natural thing sometimes for teachers. We work so much in isolation.
Definitely, and I think in the culture of the Parramatta Diocese with the open learning, there's such a great opportunity to collaborate and to come together and to see those opportunities to extend the students' learning. So we want students to collaborate and we want them to be in partnership and extend on each other's thinking. So I think it needs to start with teachers through our modelling and what we do and how we collaborate, what we do and what we present.
So it started from identifying, a way to engage the kids more deeply.
Yes.
And then that meant you had to change your practice.
Yeah, definitely. So in our release time, our RFF, we also set up systems within the morning, within the week, that we spend half an hour together planning, talking about what we've done.
So you had to create more time.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of the things teachers find difficult to do.
It is, and it's not also more work or more time, it's utilising the time that we have and utilising what works for us and how to move forward from there.
How did the students respond?
Oh, definitely through...
Or how have they responded? Yeah?
Through their responses, I think, definitely through their oral responses. So the way they, the language and the technical vocab that we use when unpacking those texts, seeing them use that across the curricula and using that in their everyday life is definitely the most prominent way we've seen that emerge through the way they respond to those things.
Right. Do you think you need to be brave to try those sort of things? I mean,
yeah, I think there's definitely an element of bravery for sure, and I think again coming to teachers being models, that it's not a viewpoint of failure, that you had a go, you tried, you learnt from that, and whether that succeeds to the most extent of how you saw that or what you take away from that, it's continual feedback and evaluation. So I think there is an element of bravery, but I think that's just the nature of teaching. And
so how long have you been at Margaret Mary's?
This is my 3rd year.
Have you noticed any change in your colleagues? Is it
sort of definitely.
Spread
so I think
across, affected all their teaching, or not just?
Whilst all staff bring something and have their passion, but I definitely think whilst we've had 3 years together, our team, it's definitely filtered out and seeing the great things that are happening and the way that we approach learning.
2 hard questions, I'll put them together, but sort of, how do you know it's making a difference, and then where to next? So once you get to the mountaintop.
In terms of making a difference with the students or staff or both?
And applying, I suppose, what you've learned, where do you see that taking you? But perhaps the first one, How do you know you're making a difference?
I think definitely in terms of attitude, so the way students approach tasks, the way they engage with it, and the way that they then use what they've learnt and applying it to their everyday lives. And I think that, as a teacher, is the most fulfilling thing to see happen, that it's not just I've learnt that skill for that half an hour or that hour, that I can see the value of what we did and how we're applying that. So I think definitely going back to what you asked, their engagement, and then also what they're producing and what they're showing.
Maybe a better way to put the last question is, where do you think this will lead you rather than what's next? Has it given you some pointers to some other things you might like to try?
Yeah, definitely. So I've always had a passion, again, for literature, but in terms of people and collaboration. So how we work together and how we develop those systems and how we engage.
So a lot more working with your colleagues.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So more bringing those skill sets together and seeing how that can better student achievement and, I guess, influence, you know, the staff body and also the student body.
Good. Well, thank you very much for the work you're doing in our schools. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Likewise.